Forgive me, I got a phone call and it cut off the recording. All right. So I was reading the scripture. I'm just gonna get straight into verse 3. All right. I don't know what point I was gonna go into because the point's lost now. But you know, the point is, man, we're speaking these prophecies. Okay. It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaith." In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me go to let's put on airplane mode so I don't get any phone calls. All right, cool. Right? Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. All right? And what's incredulity? That means people who don't have faith. Okay? Don't worry about them. Okay? Why? Because it goes on to say, verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. See, all these things that are happening and slowly brewing and coming to that boiling point that we've been telling you about, we've been telling you for years, starting with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down at Great Millstone. The true prophets, man. We've been telling you. All right? And as it says in Habakkuk, surely it will come to pass. It will not tarry. So now we're in the end and these prophecies are speaking, man. All right? Now there's still major prophecy that we're waiting for, which is at the door. Really, it's at the door, okay? Which is the MOTB prophecy, Mark of the Beast prophecy in Revelation 13 and 16 on down. And that's being fulfilled, slowly brewing and being coming to our fulfillment before our eyes, okay? You had little bits and bobs in Sweden, around the globe, different clubs that you can enter without a chip. Okay, but now it's all over. It's like all that over social media, all over the news. Okay, all the major outlets are talking about Elon Musk is what he's put a brain chip into someone's brain. Okay, the forehead, the metapon, as it says in the Greek. Okay, so we're in that time, man. We're in the time of the fulfillment of these prophecies. And that mark, by the way, which is the RFID implant, the chip implant, is going to be the key. It's going to be the major factor of this man's New World Order agenda. Okay? So that's why he's pushing it hot and heavy, because they want to fulfill this agenda, man. These elites. Right? So that's the major prophecy we're waiting for. So although things are going to start brewing and getting, and we can see they're getting worse and worse, it's not gonna, all hell ain't gonna break loose. Okay, like World War III, the nukes being flown and all of that. That ain't gonna happen until this man fully pushes that chip. Okay, but you are gonna get really harsh times, because we're going into the time of what? Jacob's trouble, right? It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." So famine was one of the things mentioned. Okay, yeah, in the scriptures it talks about those that die of the sword and those that die of the famine. Okay. Now let me jump down. Let me jump down to verse 17, and I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go to 2nd Ezra 9 after this, if I'm not mistaken. Right? 2nd Ezra 15, verse 17. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Talking about what? Curfews, martial law. All right. "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." It's going to get real crazy out here. Right? "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." What's the modern day sword? The gun. Right? "And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So things like this, messing with the economy, the port strikes, all of that, that all impacts these things, okay? And they're all adding up. Remember, over the last couple of years, you had all these food factories that were getting targeted, they're getting blown up. You had planes crashing into into food processing plants. Like, this is all it's all orchestrated, man. Okay? So people are going to be at each other's throats, killing each other over the lack of bread, over the what? The lack of food. Okay? And some people are going to be doing all right. Some people ain't going to be. Some people might be hoarders. Okay? And people are going to be run up in their houses. Okay? Bash them over the head. Right? Shoot them, kill them, whatever. And they're going to be taking their goods. That's the time that we're going into. All right? Now let me quickly jump to 2nd Ezra 9. I'm not 100% sure if it's here, but I feel like, and if not, I'll just do a word search. Right? Bear with me. Now another word, the word I need to search for is storehouses. Right? Let me search in 2nd Ezra. There we go. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. How is that going to happen? You have a supply chain. You have the logistics of how things come in, how they're imported. Okay. You start messing with that now. Now you're messing with the things that go into the storehouses. Okay. The different warehouses that stock this stuff, and then it's issued out to the local supermarkets for people to go and shop from. Okay. So pretty much, man, this is all part of prophecy, what we're seeing before us. Okay. Now, going back to this, right? Iran attacking Israel. Okay, now we know that in the scriptures it tells us what. And like I mentioned before with the MOTB, full-scale World War III where the nukes are going to be shot at America and they're going to be, Russia and these countries, that is not going to happen until the mark of the beast prophecy is fully fulfilled, until the hour of temptation comes upon the whole world. Okay? To try them that dwell upon the earth, Revelation 3 and 10. Right? Now, however, Iran has a major part in prophecy, right? You have the ancient Carmenians, okay? That's mentioned in the scriptures, which is talking about the Iranians. This is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 30. It says, also the Carmenians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay? So Iran are going to be involved, being backed by Russia, in this war against America and its allies. Okay? You got Israel in the Middle East. Israel's going to eat a nuke, and America's going to eat nukes. The difference being, of course, that ultimately we're going to be dwelling in the land of Israel, whereas America's not going to be dwelt in. Okay? So that's all part of prophecy, man. Iran has a major part in prophecy. And in fact, right, I mentioned Russia. Just to back up that point, this is Ezekiel chapter, not 28, man, 38, right? Verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And that's talking about Russia, okay, Gog. And say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, because Yahweh Shemiel Shai is against Russia. It's just using Russia as a thing to come up against America. Russia ain't going to be the new kingdom. China isn't going to be the next rulership, right? It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army. And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay, talking about the nukes, talking about the military. Okay, all right. That sword is being sharpened, pursuant to Ezekiel 21 and 9. All right. Everything that they're doing is what they're prepping for that war, man. That all-out scale war. And now, you saw in the news, these little skirmishes and things like that. You had the leader of Hezbollah who got taken out. So there's a lot going on, man, over there in the Middle East. Okay, that's the valley of the Lord's judgment. Okay, it says, verse 5. This is the point. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Right now, the reason I'm bringing this out is because Persia is the ancient name for Iran. Okay, you can look it up. Okay, so Persia is going to be also with there as an ally of Russia, attacking America, man. Okay, and they hate America. Okay, they hate America, man. So that is the time that we're going into. We're going into the time of World War III, right? Revelation, what's that? 11 and 14. The second woe is past, meaning the Second World War, and behold, the third war cometh quickly. So we're in the time between the second and the third World War, and when that third World War comes to its conclusion, it comes to that full-out scale war, right? Because we're pretty much in it now, it's brewing, but when it comes to that full scale, this ain't gonna be a long drawn out war, man. Okay, in that way. Okay, when them nukes are shot, that's it. Okay, we're in a time of them nukes. Okay, and the scriptures talk about that, man. The scriptures talk about the nukes. Okay, so that's the time that we're in. We're in that time, and like I said, it's not gonna, the nukes ain't gonna fly like that in to destroy America until the major prophecy in Revelation 13 and 16, which we're waiting for, the RFID chip implant, the NFC, until that comes to pass, right? And I'm gonna close out on that. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. That's the time that we're in, man. So we're waiting for that major prophecy, okay? And everything's going to move quick from there. And then, you know, our Lord is going to return and lay the smackdown on this place, on this man, in his kingdom, man, and bring salvation unto his elect, which we are of the hopeful elect. So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. It was just a quick, just a quick one on update on prophecies. And with that, man, I'll come back to you another lesson, Lord willing. And with that, man, shalom.